What is going on, guys? It is your boy Cash, and I am here to do an artifact review, or whatever the hell I call it. I'm just gonna copy pasta the last one that I did because I wanted to start doing a lovely review for these new artifacts when they come on the banner. So many other characters are going to be affected by a new artifact, and if I done a guide on them, it's kind of hard to be like, you know, try to find and balance where the heck that is. So let's just do this. These videos are normally not as long because usually there's not that many characters that actually apply to it. So without further ado, skidamarinky dinky do. Alright, so DIGNUS ORB is going to be grant a barrier equivalent to 60% of attack for 2 turns when the caster uses a non-attack skill. And if you whale or somehow magically get a bunch of these, you can do it for 120% of attack for 2 turns when the caster uses a non-attack skill. So just for shits and giggles, let's see how much a barrier would be scaling off of attack. There's an easy way of doing this. Martial artist Ken is not a mage, and I already know someone's gonna be I'm just gonna use his attack because he is my highest attacking character, or highest attack character that I have in my box. So if I were to use a non-attack skill, which he also does not have, this is the worst example, but he's, like I said, the best. So if I were to use him and use a non-attack skill, how much would that barrier be? So his attack currently is 4182. At the base level of the artifact, the shield should be 2509. It's like 0.2. I don't know what 0.2. I don't know if they round it up or round it down. Whatever the case may be, it should be at least 2500 shield. That's pretty respectable. And then let's see the whale version, which should be double. So I'm expecting it to be 5000, but you know, let's just do the math, and it does in fact double, you know, just in case, you know, gotta do the math. So yes, that is going to be 5018 damage shield every time a non-attack skill is used. Now the only issue with that, obviously, even though there's no turn or like limitation to it, usually the non-attack skill is going to be on a relatively low cooldown, but it has a cooldown, so we have to mention that you're not putting up 2500 or 5000 shield all the time. And also to keep in mind that most people don't have 4000 attack. This is me just messing around with this character. Most people are gonna have like around 3000-esque or anything like that nature. But more importantly, let's go into the journal and see what characters will actually apply with this. I have to bring up Lulika. It does suck though because it already gives a barrier to everyone. I don't know because I don't have this character, so I cannot test it. And if you could test it and let me know, that'd be great. Does she get the better barrier of the two? And then it would depend on when the artifact activates, because usually stuff like this does overlap. So I'm curious if the barrier would overlap and give her the better barrier, because her barrier also scales off attack, but I'm assuming that the artifact, especially maxed out, would definitely scale a lot better. So she's one to mention if it works in the way that the artifact activates afterwards and overlaps her barrier. Dominal is the same issue. She gives herself a barrier. Challenger Dominal is actually really good. She does have the S3, which is obviously a non-attack skill. It will give her a nice hefty barrier, and with her buff, she'll also be a little bit protected while being able to set herself up for a lot of damage. She might be one of the better ones. The other ones that I've mentioned so far are not really that good with it, especially depending on how it interacts with their non-attack skill that gives them the barrier. Auxiliary Lots, you definitely don't want to use this on him, but yes, he also has his S2, which is a non-attack skill. You're not going to be putting a bunch of attack on this character, but I do have to mention it that it is a option for this character. And that's really about it. Obviously, we're going to go into Vivian, because she's the one that the artifact is pretty much made for. But this is kind of upsetting, and this is why I'm actually going to keep this in the video, is that usually the artifacts kind of play onto several characters, but this artifact is so specific to only work for pretty much Vivian, which, like I said, will be there in a second. Hold on, hold your horses. And I would say after that, just see Domino. I don't really see anyone else that could really utilize it, that has a non-attack skill and is able to, you know, that scaling attack in some way, shape, or form. So it just kind of seems, you know, a little crappy. And like, yes, it could be going on Domino, which is not that bad, and Lulika could use it, but it's almost like, why would you bother doing that when she already has a barrier? You know, the point is to give it to someone that doesn't have the barrier, so the ones that do, it's kind of like a wasted space. When it comes down to it, Vivian is obviously the best for it. She has the S3, and you know that is her attack grader, which if the barrier activates at the attack grader, so it scales off the attack boost at that point, or is it scaling off of her attack before the move is actually being used? So if she has 3,000 on the base attack, then it's going to use it off that. Let's say she gets another attack buff from another character like Deanne, she gives her attack buff. Is it going to scale off of that attack, or is the attack greater, or is it just based off the base stat? I have no idea. But yeah, Vivian, you're going to use the S3 into your S2, S1 shenanigans. That's pretty much how she kind of works. But again, I think that it's just kind of sad, you know? And yes, I'm aware that not all artifacts that come out are for like every single character, but the mages have a decent amount of variety, so you would think that when an artifact comes out for a mage, you're starting to expect that it's going to be something spicy. Like in that same regard, Spirit's Breath was able to, you know, lower cooldowns, you know, for when a non-attack skill is used. That's kind of universally good, so even those characters like auxiliary lots can use this. You know, it allows them to be a little bit more flexible. Etika Scepter is still like the king, you know, of things. Time Matter will actually be really interesting on Vivian, but we'll go into that when I do the Vivian guide. You know, some really weird or cool combinations of stuff that's going to be for her, and I hope that you guys look forward to it. But that's pretty much going to be it. This video is not going to be 10 minutes. If it is, I don't know how, because I ramble too much, but I usually edit out a lot of my rambling for you guys, because even I don't want to listen to myself talk all day, you know, and repeat the same issues and thoughts. So trust me guys, I edit a lot. It takes me like a few hours to get my stuff down, to make sure that no repeated information or anything like that. No real jokes in this one, because you know, sometimes information is straight up to the first, and it's also 2 o'clock in the morning and I need to go to sleep, and then you guys will see this video tomorrow-ish. I do apologize about the upload schedule because of the fact that I am working and it's been several days in a row, so hold on to me, baby, hold on to me. I'm trying to bring it all home for you guys. Thank you guys so much for all the support, but just remember that one very important thing is that every day at the Kashino is your lucky day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.